I am Brown Exotical Glow, and today I will be talking about the beauty and erasure of brown/dark skin mixed ambiguous women or exoticals. So, we are the most cosplayed by an ambiguous black woman. Also, when people see us, I feel like they think of a vacation. We are in the Fenty foundation shades 390 to the 400 section. Our skin tone can be described as like a rich, deep caramel brown, deep warm with golden undertones, or red or neutral undertones. Or it could be like a golden chocolate tone, or like a warm golden medium brown color. And I feel like the hair colors that complement this skin tone well are like jet black, like a very dark espresso hair color, a dark brown base with golden caramel highlights, warm coppery caramel tones, medium golden brown with gold chestnut, or I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, a balayage look, like a dark base with the golden blonde highlights. So I feel like a lot of the 90s it girls, there were like a lot of brown skin, dark skin, exotical 90s it girls. So the first one I thought of was Mia Campbell, Stacey Dash, Kenya Moore, Foxy Brown, Chili from TLC, Tatiana Ali, and Ananda Lewis, R.I.P. Rest in peace. So the current it girls are Bernice Burgos, Jada Wada, Des Dior, which is Jada Wada's best friend, Brittany Sky, and also the popular TikToker Clark. So usually we look like a mix between like black and South Asian. You have like an Indian look or like a Dougla look. I know that term comes from the Caribbean. Like a Blaxican look, or like when a black person mixes with like a brown Latin person, like someone who's more indigenous. Black mixed with Pacific Islander, Afro-Latino, or mixed Caribbean, like someone from Guyana, Trinidad, or Dominican Republic, or someone that is from Panama, or even like an East African. So I consider us, like, I talked about this theory in the Discord, we are like the blue-eyed brunettes of the black community. So we look more monoracial compared to like lighter skin exoticals. Or there are some light skin exoticals that do look black, of course, but because of our skin tones, we're more associated with black. So but the difference is we have certain features that make us look more unique. So it could be like our features, like our eye color, or we have very keen features. We have very even tones, smooth skin, or very long, silky hair. Also, brown or dark skin mixed women are frequently reduced a lot in the media to being, or sometimes in real life, exotic or different. There's more of a curiosity or more of a focus on like our skin tone, our hair texture, or our cultural background. Like, first thing people want to ask you is, what are you? Are you mixed with Indian, or is that your real hair? Are those your real eyes? You know, they are very focused on your features. Why do you look different from other black women? I feel like, why do you look different than other monoracial black women? So brown/dark skin exoticals may be portrayed as conflicted, mysterious, or like exotic beauties with attitude a lot in the media. Brown or dark skin mixed women are often invisible in positive representation, except when fetishized as like the chocolate mixed girl, like a rare blend. So the unfortunate thing about being a dark skin mixed woman or brown skin mixed woman is that sometimes you'll be attacked for being maybe a little bit more lighter than other unambiguous women, or looking more ambiguous, being seen as attractive. And also some light skinned women will try to humble you for being darker and attractive and being just as desirable as them, because some exoticals do have internalized colorism. They subscribe to the idea that mix equals light and light equals more desirable. So I've noticed from watching videos of other dark-skinned exoticals that there's this common feeling of feeling like you don't belong anywhere. You're too exotic to be black, but too dark to be mixed, on top of, things like racism, colorism. Sometimes being a brown or dark-skinned exotical, you can feel kind of disposable due to like the lack of accurate visibility. If you're a brown or dark-skinned exotical, the black community often assumes that you will identify solely as black. When you don't, it tends to cause a lot of confusion or anger, because I feel like, at least speaking from a American perspective, someone that lives in the U.S., there's pretty much everything is in boxes. Everything is either black or white or other. So when you choose to kind of sit in that gray area, especially as a darker skin mixed woman, people, they get very bent out of shape by that, because they feel like, well, you're not half black and half white. You're not a biracial person that looks like Jesse Williams, or, a stereotypical biracial person like they show in the media. You don't look like Zendaya. You're not half black, half white, and you're not very fair skinned. So a lot of people still are very confused about that, even now in 2025. People still are very ignorant about that. When you make it known that you are mixed, people will say, "Oh, I didn't even know you were mixed," or "You just look black to me." Even though they've kind of placed you on a pedestal already, they already are starting to copy your features. They're already kind of asking you a lot of questions about your hair, your skin, your eyes. They're trying to figure out if they can, if I use the same products for her, can I get my hair to look like hers? Like if they're kind of being, paying a lot of attention to your features, but at the same time, they don't want you to feel like you are different. So usually when someone says I'm mixed, people usually they expect a very specific look. Like I said, light skin, loose curls, more Eurocentric features, maybe like lighter colored eyes, light brown hair, 3B curls. Usually dark-skinned black people want to hold on to us as tight as possible, because really without us, they have nothing to aspire to and no real beauty representation. We are, for the most part, their hair and body goals. A lot of media, especially like the natural hair movement, a lot of the women that were a part of the natural hair movement that were the most popular natural hair gurus were dark-skinned exoticals. Like Naturally Nisi was a very popular YouTube, a natural hair girl on YouTube. So the more silkier your hair is, combined with keen features, the lighter people categorize you. So I noticed this a lot with Stacey Dash. Like, I would always hear people kind of referring to Stacey Dash as light skin, but to me, she looks very brown to me. She looks like a very medium brown tone. I guess it's because she has very slim features. She has a very skinny nose, small lips. She has very Eurocentric facial features and very long, very silky hair. So I think people associate those features, especially back in the day, with being light skinned. So I think that's why people still consider her light skinned, even though she looks like a brown skinned woman to me. I don't know. Maybe other people see it differently. So we are also very underrepresented in media, and our image is easily dissolved into an ambiguous black woman. So I did some research for an example of this. Queen Charlotte, I've never fully watched the show, but A Bridgerton Story, it was cast by a monoracial black actress. Her name was India Amartifio. But according to my research, the real Queen Charlotte was most likely of mixed African heritage, ancestry, but she had a darker complexion. So in the U.S., race has been historically treated as fixed and easily categorized, especially, like I said, here in the U.S., there's still kind of like a one-drop rule, or people still subscribe to the idea that if you look black, you are black. If you have very brown skin, if you are dark skin, if you have very thick curly hair, then you are black. Even if you could be 60% European and 25% black. But if your skin comes out dark, if you have very thick curly hair, then you will be considered black in the US. Or even if you are biracial, but you just happen to come out darker, you will still be considered black. That's why a lot of Black Americans fight with the Dominicans about not calling themselves black, because that is what a lot of American people believe when it comes to race or when it comes to phenotype. So I believe that brown skin exoticals have to start being more vocal about our plight and our identity. Don't be ashamed to stand on business. If you are a Dominican person and you want to identify as Dominican, I believe there's nothing wrong with that. If you are a mixed brown skin exotical, biracial or multiracial, and you want to claim your your mixed background, I believe you have the right to, and you shouldn't feel shamed. I feel like you should embrace your otherness and surround yourself with people who accept you and acknowledge your idea, not people that try to gaslight you or try to make you feel shamed or embarrassed or try to belittle you about being different or acknowledging the fact that you're different. If people want to try to gaslight you or make you feel inferior, I feel like you should just cut them loose, distance yourself from them, find a group of people that accept you for who you are, who don't try to make you feel crazy, And also, the last point that I want to make, and also one of my favorite quotes, is stop over-explaining yourself to people who are already committed to misunderstanding you. That is a very important quote. Sometimes people, they've already had their mind made up. They've already, have been brainwashed and conditioned to believe a certain way of thinking, even if that way of thinking makes no sense. It's harmful. That's just what they believe, especially, some people, especially older generation, they just can't grasp the concept. So I would not even argue with them. I would just let them feel however they want to feel. And that was my video. So I hope you all enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and come back for the next one.